we are showing you a new recipe on how to make an ube pineapple custard bun.
We'll start by putting some of our room temperature water, followed by some yeast, and we'll give that just a little stir. Now we're gonna add a little bit of olive oil and some milk. In the meantime, we'll get our dry ingredients together. So we have our all-purpose flour, ube powder.
I love the color of
This,
ube.
yeah, it's so bright. I mean,
It's
look
so
at that
pretty.
bun, it's beautiful. Our baking powder and our sugar. And then we'll just mix that up. All right, so now that our yeast is bloomed out and ready to go, we're just gonna add in our dry ingredients. We're gonna use a dough hook, and we're gonna set it to a medium speed. And that should go for about 7 to 8 minutes. What you're looking for is that dough to start to come off the sides of the bowl. So after your dough is formed, you need to let it rest for 1 hour, punch it down, and then let it rest for an additional hour. This has been resting for 1 hour, so we're gonna punch it down right now. That's punched down. We're gonna wrap that guy back up, and we're gonna let it rest for an additional hour.
What is going into this pineapple custard right here?
We'll start by adding our pineapple juice.
Okay, and
into
as you're
the
kind of
blender.
doing this, so one of the things that I love about pineapple juice, I love that it's fresh. This is freshly extracted pineapple juice.
All right.
But sometimes pineapple juice is too sweet, right?
Yeah.
It's got that like cloying, sticky sweetness.
Exactly.
And we didn't want that in this bun. Can you talk about what you did to kind of fix that little taste issue?
Well, what I did was I used one of the methods that we've done here on the channel before when we did our drinks with Dave from Rebel. I used a little bit of citric acid to adjust this. So it's not a lot. We're not looking for a similar citric taste as a lemon, just a little bit less, but something that'll make it pop. So when you're eating the bun, you get that pineapple custardy flavor, but it's like a pop in your mouth. So it's really awesome.
Can't wait to try it.
All right. So while this is running, you want to make sure you have a nice vortex. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add the hydrocolloids together, the sugar, and the citric acid. And I'm going to give it a little mix. This will make it easier to disperse into the pineapple juice.
And why are we adding the 2 gelatin to this?
We want to thicken it up a little bit, but we also want to keep the custard from seeping into the bun. When you're cooking a bun, it starts to, envelop with air. And what happens is if there's any kind of liquid in the middle of it, it starts to seep into the bun. The hydrocolloids will keep that from happening and keep it at the center, as you can actually see there. All right, so now that we got that together, so we'll slowly add that in. All right, I'm gonna add the melted butter and the 2 egg yolks. And we just want to mix this up for probably another minute, 2 minutes, just to make sure that everything's incorporated. All right, now that that's mixed up for a good amount of time, we're gonna get that into our pan, and we're gonna turn this up to about 180, 185. And what you wanna do is you wanna constantly stir this as it's warming up.
Okay.
You need to activate those hydrocolloids. And you wanna make sure that you're at 185 because that's the temperature that the gelatin and the LT100 activate. Plus another note, you don't wanna go up too high because if the heat is too high, those eggs are gonna start to scramble and you definitely wanna
we
avoid
don't want that.
I'm gonna go right into the silicone,
Okay, awesome.
as soon as I can. So look at that, nice and smooth.
As well.
Yeah, this is gonna have to go into the refrigerator for up to from 2 hours to you can overnight, but you definitely want to have it in the fridge for at least 2 hours, and it'll set. Actually sets rather quickly. Now that our dough has rested for the allotted amount of time, we're gonna portion it up, and then we're gonna get it into our containers so that we can let it rest and proof, so that we can stuff them with the custard. Our buns are just about ready to start rolling out. They've risen to where exactly we want them, so we're just gonna go right ahead and stretch these out just a little bit. We got a little dough roller to help us out. What you're looking to also do is when you're doing these buns is you want to taper down the sides of it, right? And keep the center of it a little bit higher. When you start to fold it in and pinch it all together, you don't want there to be less space because that'll blow right through it when you're steaming it, all right? So I'm gonna get one of these in here, and then you just kind of wanna pinch.
Yeah, I like that you're able with this technique to put like a really good amount of custard in
Exactly,
there.
and that's the main reason to, use the hydrocolloids to gel them up too. So now that you have that rolled up, that's the seam side down. You want to put that, I'm going to just give that a pinch right there. And then you want to put that down on your piece of parchment paper, and that's going to go into your basket, and you're going to let that, I would let that rest about 20, 25 minutes until that's ready to turn on and ready to go. Steam them actually for 11 minutes, and we're going to start from cold water.
Okay, why are we starting from cold water?
The main reason why you want to start with cold water is because you don't want these to expand too quickly. If they do, the custard has a tendency to pop right on the top of it. So we're going to start it cold. It'll slowly come out, and you won't have the custard all over the place. And we steam these for 11 minutes from cold, and we let them rest an additional 5 more minutes before unveiling.
Okay, why do we do that?
We do that to keep the skins from wrinkling up. If you take it off too early, that atmospheric pressure changes too quickly, and the skins shrink up, and then you get this really not great looking steam bun.
Okay, moment of truth.
All right, here we go. Let's see how this looks. And there we go.
Wow.
There we go.
Okay, let's take that out.
All right, I'm gonna put these down here.
Oh, this looks gorgeous. Look at this, like, beautiful
Beautiful.
purple
Look how bright it
color.
is. Super sheeny. Like,
Okay.
and the most important thing is there is no custard anywhere else but inside of the buns.
Okay, well,
Huge deal.
we got to break into this.
All right, so let's get I'm gonna take this off. Seal.
Very nice, very nice.
All right.
Wow. Okay, so I've always loved a good bun my whole life.
Me too.
Being from China, I've eaten like 1,000 buns. So, but I love these. Let's check them out.
That does look nice.
I didn't even get to the custard yet, but the bun is like perfect.
It is perfect.
It's light, it's fluffy, sticking to my teeth.
Me too,
As
as
it
it's
should
supposed to be.
Yep, it's like just slightly sweet. It's got
Yep.
the ube like earthiness, like a little bit of rootiness, but it's like it's really, really nice. All right,
And
I need to get some of this
I got to the
custard.
custard, and the custard is awesome. It's very custardy,
look at this.
but the citric acid definitely gave it like a nice little pop. That is really good. That came out great.
This is the best pineapple custard I've ever had.